What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. You have no idea how excited I am, man, just about this series. Last month we had young Simi Sola just share his story, man. His story about his father and the legacy, the baton that he's carrying for his family, for his last name. Excited about today's episode, y'all. This is a gentleman that I actually met very recently, and just a powerful story, athletic background. Some of the things that he's gone through, just so much respect for this young man's humility, to know that his story is unique to him and it's only his story, the way that he processes things. And so super excited for you guys to hear from Jaden Robinson, the founder of New Age, New Hope, and his journey through sports, through figuring out just the truth of where he's headed and sharing that story and message with the world. Without further ado, Jaden Robinson. All right, so let's do it. So, real quick, just like I said, it's just we just hanging out. So, just share real quick, man, like your name, where you're from, and like what you got going on.
For sure. My name is Jaden Robinson from Baltimore, Maryland, and I'm really just out here trying to be the best man I can be, man. Trying to find out what it is that God wants for me on this planet Earth, man, and this experience of life, and trying to maximize it, trying to figure out how. I think a lot of our human experiences we learn as we go, right? And I think that's the beauty of it, but also can be frustrating because, right, sometimes we kind of wish that there was like a manual or something, So yeah, man, just trying to figure it out, trying to be the best man I can be. So my mother's side, they all from Baltimore. I had like a rich legacy in Baltimore. My grandfather, he played in the NBA. He grew up one of like the best basketball players in the area, and he went to college. Edwin Amos. Yeah, okay. So I think for us, like in our generation, like going to college is like oh yeah, you don't go to college, but like back then in like the 50s, bro, to be black and in college, man. Both my grandparents went to Hampton, HBCU, and so I got like a rich legacy of basketball and like sports in my family. My mom was like All-American track runner in Baltimore too. At a lot of family that played Division I basketball in Baltimore. So and then at the same time, right, there's like a component. They're all teachers. Like my grandfather, he left the NBA and he went to teach in Baltimore. So there's a lot of teachers, a lot of social workers, like civil rights activists, and people who were just trying to give back. So I'm blessed to have that gene in me, where I really want to just inspire and do anything I can to help the community. Man, basketball, man, was like, it could be a whole nother hour talk, but but it was a lot on me at first, I would say, because I'm like the youngest boy in the family, right? I got grandfather played in the NBA. I got my father played Division I, my uncles played Division I, cousins played Division I. So it's like
everybody, man.
Yeah, man. So I'm like, I had a lot of pressure on me, and it wasn't anything that anyone was like purposely telling me, but it was like I think it was like a subconscious thing. I had a lot of pressure on me to perform, and also I think there's just some negative aspects to the basketball culture, right? I think screaming on kids at an early age, I think that impacted me a lot in my confidence, right? I was a really good player, but then if things didn't go right away, I would kind of sink down. Overthinking. Yeah, man. So just kind of doing stuff like that. So I kind of hit my own career. So I didn't want to getting any offers after my senior year of high school. Though I had a pretty good senior year, I wanted to go into prep school. And then I started getting recruited by Brown. And I'm kind of going through that process. I'm feeling really good about it. Went on a visit, about to commit, like a week. I got nervous, man. They, I think I had a workout, man. I kind of just tanked the workout, bro. I think I was too into it, bro. So they wound up not stop recruiting me right before I was about to commit. So I had nowhere to go. And just that summer, man, I was just locking in, man. I was just in the gym, going around Baltimore, trying to find different places to work out. I had to wind up applying to schools because, I was a smart kid. I needed to be able to get to school even if I couldn't play basketball. But I was really determined to do it. And it just went down to like the last week and a half, man. I had nowhere to go and I was still working out. I was like, I'm not going to the school if I can't play basketball, bro. Wound up getting a call. My father came into my room. He was like, all right, we got a call from Georgetown. You would have to go play, and you have to go up there and play on your own to see if they take you on the team, get you into school. So I was like, man, all right. But it was like no scholarship. I had to walk on. I'm like, all right, bro, I just want to spot on the team. So I drive up there from Baltimore, bro, on my own. Go in the gym, man. I see Pat Ewing. I see all these greats, NBA players, man. And I'm coming from the street, bro. I'm just I'm playing pickup, you know. And man, I had to play for my career. I wound up playing really good, man. And they liked me, so they got me into the school like a week in. And it was just a crazy journey. I was really grateful to God. And I think that's part of the foundation of my life is the faith, but plus like the perseverance, right? Because if I wasn't working out the whole summer with no certainty that I was going to get opportunity, I might have tanked it, bro. And then just even getting in that door, and then it was like a whole nother journey for me to try to get onto the floor, which I want to be able to do. But yeah, man, that was kind of my journey, the first part of it. So they got me into the school because I had pretty good grades.
Okay.
And then so I was on the team, so I walked onto the team, and that was crazy in itself. I know you probably know, just being a freshman on the team, bro. They bigger, they faster, right? Stronger. You know, like they actually doing weight training, bro. I'm just in the gym, like in Baltimore, just kind of shooting, bro.
Yeah.
And it was a crazy adjustment, bro. But like I had to find little ways to like grow, right? Find little ways to like know all the plays, right? Do the lifts at 6 a.m. Really be first in the sprints. Like I just found little ways to adapt. I had to really get in the weight room and just because I wanted to play. I wanted to actually earn minutes. That was my goal, especially as a walk-on, like to earn real minutes in the game. And it was a crazy journey, man. I wound up my sophomore year earning actual minutes, man, and being able to go in first half, second half, and just help the team win, like getting like an offensive rebound or little things like that. Being a defensive specialist, I think that was when I talk to athletes, it's defense is like the key, man, like to get on the floor. And I can look back and I didn't score that many points if you look up my name in career, bro. But it's like I know what I had to go through, right?
Yeah,
to get there for sure. I always felt a sense of guilt, and it's interesting I use that word. My parents, man, and my grandparents, they fought really hard so that I didn't have to grow up in inner city Baltimore. I grew up in the county outside of it. And every day I would go to school in Baltimore City, so I would see the poverty, man. I would see the row homes. I would see people just on the corner. And I felt guilty, man, because like these people look like me. I have cousins who live in the city. I know how my parents grew up. I know how my father grew up. And like I am so blessed to be able to have my parents could pay for education. My parents could afford me opportunities to rise, man. So I've always felt guilty in a way. And then on top of that, I think the community and service-oriented nature of my family, man, I wanted to combine an understanding of the government, right? Because I think just even like a sports analogy, if you want to play basketball, you got to know the rules of basketball. You know what I mean? So I wanted to understand the government. I wanted to understand how it worked, its ins and outs. And I also wanted to combine that with sociology, which is like the study of human nature, because I've always been interested in how we as human beings work. And I think it's kind of crazy when I talk to people that like sociology. I'm like, I think it's insane that we as human beings aren't focusing on human beings. Like if there was a bunch of ants and they had like a little ant society and they had a school, they would probably be studying ants, right? How to maximize being an ant, right? But now, so yeah, man, I combined those two. For me, I think it was a really good combination, for sure. And I wound up getting some minutes sophomore year. Junior year, I didn't play, but we wound up winning the championship, the Big East championship. And I realized that for me, it was like, I don't know, it was just, basketball was everything to me, And I think basketball served its purpose for me, and I always loved basketball. But so yeah, I wound up actually my senior year in you call it like a depression, because the way my basketball career ended, it was in devastating fashion. I didn't actually wind up getting to go with the team to the tournament. I had a lot of off the court troubles that kind of hindered me on the court. And it was really just a lot of pain and trauma, man, that was unhealed in the way I was being treated, turned into like drugs and alcohol, and turned as negative influences to make myself feel better, right? But then just wanted to make me feel worse, in kind of that perpetual loop I know many of us unfortunately had to experience. So I really had to, my senior year, I wound up like fighting for my life, man. I really had to go deep within myself. I had to heal myself. I had to find out where I went wrong. And it was here where I could really trace the origins of how I got lost to the negative social influences I had as a kid, just being one of the first generations to go through puberty and adolescence on social media. And I wound up studying it from a sociological perspective, right? Because if you look at human nature, right, the history of humans on the planet, we didn't have these these camera phones most of the time, bro. It's like, so what is that impact on the natural brain, the natural human being is supposed to develop in a certain type of environments. You know, we're not necessarily supposed to be exposed to certain things that we are exposed to in this digital age. And I could just trace it back, and I wound up studying it. I wound up to kind of circle back. I wound up being able to work at the National Black Worker Center, where I was doing community organizing and informing low-wage workers of their rights. And I also got experience to work at the Public Defender's Office in New York, fighting because there were a lot of Black and brown individuals who were negatively experiencing the effects of COVID when they were in jail, and it's kind of disproportionately affected them. So I got to have these work experiences, which in of itself was different, man, just than playing ball all the time, right? And it's kind of like stepping into a new world. It's the same as basketball, but I have to retool, I have to retailor, I have to adapt like that. Okay, hard work. Okay, figure out what this is, figure out the different roles. How can I contribute? And how can I apply my work ethic to efficiently help this organization or to efficiently help X? And it was just an adjustment, because I think with basketball, it's like a combination of, or just sports in general, man, it's like a combination of physical, like exertion of will, plus the intellectual, whereas this is purely intellectual, you know? So there was a lot of different things I just had to learn about kind of fully being in this world. I think it was good for me because I got to grow up, and I also was blessed that you know, the people understood, you know, when you have an intern, right?
Yeah, of course.
You're going to be guiding them at the same time as they're helping you. So I really blessed to have that experience as well. Sure. So I'm not the type of person who can do things I really don't want to do. You know, it's just not me. I'm like a very creative person. So I want to find my own organization called New Age, New Hope, where I want to essentially be the change that I want to see. I can look back, right, on my experiences in high school and college, and I can look back through some of my teammates in Baltimore who are in jail now, or are dead now, or are homeless now, and I could see how I almost lost my life. And when I thought about it, I was like, oh, what could I have had that would have maybe stopped my friends and I or myself from going down this path? And I believe it was a younger person who was older who could just be openly sharing their experiences. Not just from like a personal testimony lens, but like a sociological breaking down, you know, different things on various levels. And that's what I want to do for the youth, especially now. I had experience to work at an organization called AmeriCorps, where I was in the classroom as like a social emotional coach and also an assistant teacher. And the effects of social media, the effects of these negative influences on the next generation are even more, they're just heightened, right? And I just want to be a positive role, not just like even if it's like a little small source of light, to help kids know that, hey man, like find yourself, bro, like love yourself, learn how to love yourself. Life is precious, you know, especially for the underserved African American community.
It's huge. Last question, okay?
All right.
When it's all said and done, right? You live your life, you're old head, man. You may have some grandkids. Maybe you're at the point you got great grandkids, something like that, right? And they're having a conversation about you, and you're not there. What would you hope that they're saying about you?
Oh man, that's a crazy question, bro. That's a good one. I would hope they said that he lived his life to the fullest, man. Like he laid it all out there. Like he wanted to help people. He helped people to like his maximum capabilities. You know, because I don't, and I'm sure it's like this for you and everyone. Like we don't know what life is outside of our experience here on Earth, man. Like life is a gift, man. Like for me, it's like if you even waiting on a roller coaster, right? Behind a line of 200 people and you wait for a couple of hours, like when you get to that point in the roller coaster, you're gonna like enjoy it because like you waited, man. It's like I don't know how many souls there have been who have lived on this planet. Like I get a chance right now to be alive, man, and I'm gonna die one day, bro, and the sun's gonna rise or the moon gonna come out, man. So it's like, well, I'm here, man. I want to do it. I want to figure out how to do that, man. So I hope they say that he laid on the line, man. That's all I hope they say. He laid on the line.
Sure. Love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it. There's a light, man. There's a light when you speak, man. And you know, the passion that you have, it's to see it fulfilled. I think that's all we can ask for. You know, it's all any of us want to do. So I love it, bro. That's it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. I love this what you're doing, man. Keep it going for sure, man. Because we all have stories, man. We all have stories. We all have testimonies. I think it's important we share. So I definitely appreciate it.
One more time, name. Where can they find you? Where can is you socials? You got I don't
Yeah,
know
for
if
sure.
you-
So on LinkedIn, you can find me at Jaden Robinson. My website is new-age-hope-org. Yeah, so I offer like a youth mentorship program for the youth. I also have a children of bondage program. I have like an audio book that I put into a podcast format about the effects of slavery and how they're passed down from a generational perspective. Because I had a really powerful experience. I went back to the plantation my family was on. We were able to trace our lineage back. So I talk about that. So yeah, I have 2 programs that I offer where I just want to bring people together. I want to share my experiences. I want to, especially for the youth, bring in people from different fields so they can get positive role models, experiences, and get people pouring into them. So yeah, it's new-age-hope.org. Yeah, hope.org. And yeah, man, please reach out and even just to connect. Just on a soul-to-soul level, I think that's what it's about for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's do it.